Yesterday I tried a product called Clear Tar Gel for the first time, and it is by Golden Acrylics and is a product that you can mix with acrylic paint to make a different consistency. And so I was playing around with it, and what I found is they say you can glaze with it, and it kind of makes it stringy, which is good for like making strands with it. I got some squeeze bottles in different sizes, and put some in the squeeze bottles. Now, I've heard somewhere, I don't know if I read or if I just saw another video, but to let it sit for 24 hours to just kind of absorb the tar gel. And I think I did like 1 part to 1 part paint. And I probably should have used, what do you call them? A funnel for this part, because especially this tiny bottle, it was not going in as fast as it would. It was just glob, 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 and was not thin enough to go into the tiny hole. And I also found it was all better if I squeezed the air out, and then it would kind of suck the paint and the gel into the bottle. So I'm using I've tried 2 different kinds of paint. I tried the golden fluids, which are a little runnier, and probably the better choice for these squeeze bottles. And then I tried 1 bottle of red paint that was the heavy body gel paints, and so they're a little thicker. So this is like an azo gold color, and it kind of has a metallic look to it. And then I mix, in the big bottle, I mix alizarin crimson with an iridescent paint that kind of gives it a glow. And then that's the tube of the heavy body that I mix in the last little tube. So these tubes I got at an art store, or these bottles, and the tips on them you cut to the size hole you want for your project. And obviously the bigger squeeze bottle has a bigger tip, so to start with. All right, so for the heavy body, I decide I'm going to mix it on the palette instead of just shaking it in the bottle, because it's not going to shake very well. And I would actually suggest this for even the fluid paint, is to just mix it by hand before putting it in the bottle. And this is the part that was a joke, where I found it helped to kind of squeeze the air out to create a suction, and then it'll kind of like, there you go, then it kind of sucks it in. But probably, like I said, the best would be to get a funnel. So okay, all right, well, that is that. And so we're gonna let these sit for 24 hours, and then we'll give them a good go. Okay, so now I'm going to test the red on some paper. And I thought that you'd kind of have to hover the tube over the paper, but it actually works best if you touch the tip to the surface. And also, just like other tubes that you might have of salad dressing or whatever, it helps to kind of get it down towards the bottom. So like you might have to put it upside down for a minute so that it'll come out in a one solid piece without an air bubble. Like I see how it's separated on that first zigzag. All right, so I'm just playing around. You can kind of see the iridescent quality in that one that I mixed with an iridescent paint. and just playing around with what you can do with this. You can do something Jackson Pollock-ish, or maybe something even more realistic, but it's kind of fun. You could also not even mix the gel with paint, and you can just use it clear to create a texture on your surface before you add layers. So if you want to do something like that or mix media. It also does glazing, but I'm not certain that it's, I didn't find the glazing portion that helpful, but I'd have to play around with it a little bit more. I think there's other products that would be better for glazing, but like I said, I need to play around with it more. So this was just something I tried with some washi tape and just playing around again. I pulled the washi tape too fast and it kind of ripped the paper. But just trying to find, see what kind of effects I can get with this. Yeah, so just having fun. And so this is the crimson, the iridescent crimson again. I do like this quality, the dots and the squiggle lines that it can make. The writing, I think especially, is kind of cool. It just adds, sorry for the wiggling. I was literally balancing my camera on my leg. Just trying to get a good angle and do this with one hand. So yeah, just adding some effects to some bird paintings. Alright, so this one I'm going to add some squiggly lines over by the leaves, I think. And I honestly think, like I said, it works better if you actually touch it to the surface. That's what I'm doing now, and you can see you have a lot more control with it if you touch it to the surface. Like, you can write with it if you touch it to the surface, where if you just hover it over, it's just going to kind of blob out. So this kind of, I was just playing around with this, and I decided it kind of looked like measles, so I decided I'm not with the red spot. So I'm also just, like I said, playing around. I wanted to see what would happen if I just rubbed it all in. So you can see it's real transparent. So that's kind of like the glazing effect you can get with it. And, you know, this might not be the best example. You could probably do something really cool with it. But again, just playing around here. I know this isn't a masterpiece. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it's called Clear Tar Gel by Moulton.